All right, so now that we have created a class and we found out that it is there, it's already defined, we need to start adding some functionality to it. All right, so let's go ahead and open our co-editor. It's the first thing that we got to do, and then we got to do a save as on that blank.php. Actually, no. Hold on, not blank.php. Let's do a save as on. Let's continue from where we were. Class underscore car. Let's do a save as and call it class car 2, right? Because we want to build on this. I want to keep using this class to show you a couple examples. Let's just take this right there. Let's open this in a browser. Of course, we're going to get the same thing we got last time about the class. We know it exists. So we're going to comment that out, and then we're gonna create a method right here. The way we create methods are the same way we create functions. As a matter of fact, they are functions. We're just calling methods when they are inside the class. When they are outside the class, we call them functions. But we create them the same way. So function, let's create a method called greeting. And if I trip and call it function, please don't don't worry about it, right? They are functions. We just got to refer to them differently. So I'm going to try to refer to them as methods all the way, all right? So anyways, so all right, as a matter of fact, let's call this something else. Let's call this move wheels. Let's just make believe that we are creating a game, and we have this car here, right, that we are creating, this cartoon car, and we want the wheels to make, right, to move. So let's make believe that I'm actually setting some properties for the a big circle to move around or something like that, and I'm gonna say like wheels move. In reality, you would say something like you would need to give specifics here, numbers and calculations on how the wheel can go around and how many times it's gonna go around, if it's gonna stop, and um, many different things. But before you do that, you always have to set the properties of that wheel, right? You have to set how big the wheel is, if it's black, if it's white. This is how you create things. Things are not as easy as people think. You have to create first the properties, right? Like we talked about on that example. We create a steering wheel, or we create the hood, the engine, all the great stuff about that car, right? Visually, that people see. And then we create the functions that will make that happen, right? That will make that move. So in this example, this is going to be a rough example. I'm just saying wheels move, all right? And just make believe that we have a whole bunch of functions here that are going to make this move. And you see, I call the functions. I was supposed to call it methods, but anyway, methods, right? So anyways, all right, so we have this method created here. Now, we need to find out how if it is here, if it's already defined, if it's working right? Well, we have this thing here coming up because we're checking for a class. We already know that our class is working. It's fine. It does exist. Let's see if the method there is okay. Method, if it does exist, let's pass in the class, which is car, and we need to pass it another parameter, which is the method. So inside this works like an in array basically. We're trying to find out if car inside the car class, if this method exists. So we're gonna grab the name of that. We're gonna put it right here, and we're gonna say the method exists. No, it does not. All right, I think that's okay. There we go. So you can see here it changed. So we found out that the method does exist, and then we can keep going with our. Now you would do this when you have a whole bunch of different methods in the class, and you just want it short. You want to make sure, but you have thousands of lines, and you want to come here and say, "Did I make this method? Let me just look for it." And you would do something like that, right? And when you have many different classes, you can also do the class exists function there to find that out. Those are built-in functions that we use from that PHP. The creator of PHP make for us so we can use them. Imagine making this your own. You would have to go there and make a whole bunch of lines of code trying to find it, saying to scan all the folders or all the other functions to find if this method exists. I mean, you will have to scan a whole bunch of different things, and that's what this method underscore exists function is doing. It's just scanning a bunch of code trying to find out if this exists. First, it's probably checking on this directory here, on this file right here, and then if it doesn't find it here, we'll move on to other. But this will work right here because this is where we are defining it, right? This is where we are using it. So we are looking for it right here on this file. But anyway, I don't want to confuse you. I think we went out of time. We went out of time on this one. On the next one, we are going to be learning how to start using this functionality, how to instantiate the class. All right, and I will be speaking about that in the next video. All right, but anyway, thank you so much for listening and learning, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Take care.